Hi guys and welcome. Today we're going to see how to create hub and spoke topology within the SD-WAN fabric. So basically we're going to configure one site as our data center and then the other sites as our branches, and then they would all access the web services that we have at our data center. So without wasting much time, let's go on to the vManage. So first of all, we go to configuration policies, then we go to add policy. So we go to next, and in this episode, we are going to use the template configuration for hub and spoke. In my next video, you're going to see how to manually design a hub and spoke topology in your SD-WAN fabric. So we go to next. So we go to back. Let's go back. So we go to next. We go to add topology, hub and spoke design. So we give it a name. So the name is, let's say, hub and spoke. We have our description over there. Let's say HB for description. And then we want to add the hub sites. So site list one, we have DC. Click on add. We have spoke sites branches. Click on add. And then we are good to go. So now let's save it. Okay, so I think I have to configure a VPN list first. I forgot. So now let's go back. VPN list, and we only have VPN1 for now. So VPN1, the VPN is 1. But let me give my underscore, click on add, click on next, add topology, have a spoke. Okay, let me do it again. And spoke. We have our description, VPN list is 1. We add the hub sites, which is a DC, that is site 1. Then we add our spoke sites, which are our branches from 2 to 6. And then we can save, sorry, the description. I'll give HP. I'm going to save it. So we have our topology. Now let's go. We don't have any traffic rules for now. We go to next. So let's name it. So this is our first policy, policy 1. And then we have policy 1. So we are not there yet for application aware routing, traffic data. So let's focus on the topology. We have a hub and spoke for VPN1. So we can preview the configuration and then we go through. So this is our policy, our policy that we have over here. So first of all, we have the sequence, right? And for the sequence, we are matching the routes from DC against the VPN1. So we are looking out for VPN1 from DC, the routes that you are going to receive. It should have a VPN tag of 1, and then we are going to accept it. And in the next sequence, so this is no different from a route map. So then in the next sequence, you're going to match the routes from DC and then also accept it. And then we have our sequence 30. So we're going to match the TLOC of DC, then we're going to accept it. Now we have our site list for our branches over here. So site list DC, and then the site ID is 1. I don't think so. Yes. So site ID for the VH1 is 1. That's correct. So now let's go through it again. So match route, site list DC, match route, site list DC, VPN1, sequence 2, site list DC. Okay, so now we can save the policy. And most importantly, the policy is going to apply in the outbound direction to the branches. So this policy configuration is going to be configured on the vSmart, and the vSmart will advertise it in the outbound direction to the branches. So any traffic through the control plane for which is the vSmart going to the branches would be made to go through this policy, and it's going to be advertised based on the constraints that we have over here, or let's say the configuration that we have over here that only advertise the TLOC and the routes from the DC to the branches. So now let's go to save policy. And then what we can do now is that now the policy is not activated. So we can click on activate policy. Yes, activate, and let's wait for the policy to activate. So I'm going to pause the video and come back when the policy is done. So as you can see, the policy is being applied to the two vase mats. And in the beginning of my playlist or this series, I created two vase mats, two V bonds for high availability. So that in the case in the event one goes down, the other one would pick it up. So in this case, we have our policies being pushed to the vase mat. So now let's bring up the vase mat and see what we have on it. So I have my two vase mats. I'm going to switch the screen. I hope you can see. So I have my two vase mats over here. So let me log in, admin. So show run. And as you can see, the policy has been applied to the vase mat. Let me check from the other vase mat as well. So I think the password is one. Is that correct? No, it's not. So I think it's admin. Yes. So show run. And as you can see, we have the policies being applied to the two vase mats. So in the event one goes down, one will take over to still ensure that routing is ongoing and then the policies are in effect. That's fine. So now let's go back to our dashboard. So now we have our main dashboard. We can go to network and let's select the DC. Let's check for real time. Where is real time? Let's check for real time. Should be somewhere here. And let's check for OMP routes. So OMP routes should be, let me check for received routes. Yeah, no filter. So as you can see, we are receiving all the prefixes from the spoke sites. So this is coming from site 2, this is coming from site 3, site 4, this is coming from site 5, this is coming from site 6. And as you can see, they are being advertised from the vSmart PS. So we have vSmart primary, vSmart secondary as well. So now let's go and see for the other branches and see which routes we are receiving. So I'll pick site 2, do not filter. And as you can see, the only thing that we can receive from the OMP is the subnet for the DC. Okay. So the reason being that right now the branches are supposed to receive routes from the DC, just like a traditional hub and spoke design that we have using DMVPN. And then we have our own local routes. So the goal is to get our local routes sent to the DC and receive the DC route. So now let's see if we can actually connect to the web server. So I'm going to pull up my web server. So this is my web server over here, and the web server is in site 2. Let me just switch back to this screen. So this is site 2 that we have over here. So apparently the web server is in site 6. Sorry, it's in site 6. Sorry. Yeah. So let's see if we can reach our web server. So first of all, I'm going to try and access the web server, which is have it here 172.16.1.2. And as you can see, we can reach it. Let's try pings to the web server. So we can reach the gateway for the web server. So therefore, we can reach the web server as well. Now let's see if we can reach other branches as well. So I'll go for 4.2, and I can tell you for sure that it's not going to work because of the routing policies being advertised by the vSmart. So now, as I've been saying, when you bring up an SD-WAN fabric, okay, first of all, you're going to get a full mesh topology. So basically, with a full mesh topology, every branch can talk to any other branch in the SD-WAN fabric. But then once we define the policies that we did, so these are the policies which were sent to the vSmart, we realized that Now, the policies will take in effect and it's going to be applied outbound. So whatever route that is coming to the vSmart as the control plane is going to apply these policies and advertise it out to the branches. So basically just like using route maps in BGP peerings. So thank you for watching this video. And in my next video, you're going to see how to manually configure TLOC routes or TLOC sequence and route sequence to establish a hub and spoke topology. Thank you and bye bye.